Hello my crafty crew and welcome back. If you're new, hi, I am Di, this is Creative Karma Design. Today I am going to be sharing my one little word project for August. Before I do that, I just want to show you that I did update July. So if you don't know, the kits from Ali, I've been using the Stories by the Month, the gold vellum each month as my divider. And because they were delayed due to the tariffs, I was behind. So I just decided that, yes, I'm going to update that. And you can see me here, I'm putting in some for August. I'm just going to change out a couple of them and get the divider page figured out. So that is my update for that. Finally got my kits and I am super, super happy. So the prompt for this month was to document small wins. We got like in case you don't know, this is a crafting project, kind of self-development crafting project led by Ali Edwards. So I have the class, which means I have downloads and stuff like that. But you can see here, I am going to do this kind of digital hybrid type style. I decided that, again, I just want to get this done. That has been like, just get it done. That has been my thing. I've just been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. I did think initially I was going to do a little like a pocket page. What I ended up doing was just using one of the papers that was in the storyteller kit, and I think the Q&A kit. I think the Storyteller Colors Kit and the Storyteller Q&A Kit, which are quarterly scrapbooking kits from Ali Edwards, and I do the digitals. So the one you can see here, I think that the blue, I think that is the Colors Kit. And then as you can see here, I've got a little, like, I think this is like half letter size paper. This was from a 12 by 12 sheet of Ali's, and it just had like 8 little spots. I think it actually has 12, but I just used like the 8, that's all I needed. And then I've got one big kind of like the one with the plus sign and the selfie in it. I've got that, and that is from, I think that's the Q&A kit. Everything else I believe is from the story kit. So you'll see me here, I'm just going to cut this oval shape that's on the oval plus sign paper. So I masked my photo on there. What you see here, the quote, the little oval quote, that's actually what's on the paper. So I removed the quote from the paper, put my photo there instead, and then I'm going to layer the quote, my journaling, and then the photo will be underneath. What I'm going to do there is add on a brad, just so that it kind of swings and you can see the journaling underneath. That is my big win for the month. And I know this month was all about small wins, but I wanted to put my own big win. I mean, it's not massive. It's just literally that I went to the nephrologist and he was happy with all of my levels and said that I can go back to doing annual visits rather than the 6 months that I was on. So yeah, I'm just super happy about that. So you can see me here, I'm just gonna line those up. I do end up like trimming them a bit more just to make sure that they're kind of more even. Again, you don't need to be this kind of fussy with it. I just sometimes things like this drive me crazy. So I'm going to kind of punch a hole with that with my paper piercer. What you'll see me do later is I use my hole punch to make it a little bigger. And I've put the eraser on the table so that I can like punch through without damaging the table. And I've just got like a little paper piercer, you could do this with a push pin. I mean, it doesn't have to be a paper piercer. So yeah, I'm just going to put that on top of the eraser so that I've got something soft to go under it. And then I'm going to go get a brad. I do spend far too long deciding whether I wanted a pink brad, a black brad, or a teal brad, because we've got this like teal color on the other side, and I have a perfect match in the brads. So I'm like, do I want to do that? Or do I want pink? It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Di, just get it done. It doesn't, just get it done, get it done, get it done, get it done. So this is where I decide that I want a bigger hole so it swings a bit more freely. So I just use my paper puncher, my hole puncher, to do a bigger hole. And I'm going to just push that through the whole side and then just flatten the little wings on the other side. And again, this is where I decide that no, I do want the blue. And at this point, I'm not sure whether I'm going to have a blue page and then the little like 8 small wins and then flip over for the big win. So I don't know where the hole punches are going to go at this point. I do eventually decide that that's going to be its own side. So you're not going to see the blue anyway, matching the other blue. It doesn't matter, whatever. So I'm just going to adhere those pages back to back, the printables back to back, and this is where I'm deciding what do I want. But yeah, I'm just going to adhere those back to back. I do a little bit of trimming so that there's always a little bit of trimming to do with projects like this. You know, nothing's ever going to line up square. So I do a tiny bit of trimming, and then I'm going to use my Kuretake, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, Kuretake brush pen to just letter in the small win on the 8 little spots that I have here. And again, this is a pen that is very, very, very flexible. And it's a literal brush pen. It's like doing it with a paintbrush. It's very, very flexible. So I'm going to punch the holes. Again, I'm just going to see me here, spending far too long deciding on what I want here. It's just crazy, crazy pants. So I'm going to do that, get the pen. Here's a quick tip. If you have one of these pens, or any pen really, don't just write on the surface that you're going to write on. Make sure the pen is working before you do that. So you can see me here, I just have to kind of prime it a little bit just to make sure it's going. And then I'm just going to write in the 8 small wins from the month. And you can see I've done a little bit of journaling on the pocket pages on the left there of my small wins. And again, the my small wins artwork, the PNG, the lettering, whatever you want to call it, that is free if you're one of the class participants. And again, I will leave a link down below to Ali's class. They are great classes. You get like videos every month. There's a Zoom. It's just a great class to be in. And if you get just buy the class, you get the kit for free. So, and then you can see on the little like detail cards, I've put small win on each of those. Again, that was one of the free downloads for this month. But yeah, I just make it simple. I think this is something that's been kind of coming up a lot in August, is just keep it simple. It doesn't need to be complicated, just keep it simple. So I could have just done these little cards. They're probably like, I don't know, 2 by 3 or something like that. I could have just done these little cards as like tags, put them in a pocket or something like that. But I just don't have the bandwidth right now. So this is what we're going with. And some of these are very small wins, and some of them are like slightly bigger, just like personal stuff. So yeah. And that is my August done. I don't know why it's suddenly taken me so long. I've been a bit disconnected from this project for a couple of months, so I'm hoping to get back into it and get stuck back into it. I just feel like I've been disconnected anyway from life for a couple of months. So yeah, that is my August done. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, then give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye!